Hi everybody, my name is Alessandro De Paulis. I'm a product specialist for TecnoBody, and today I'm going to introduce some of the news of TecnoBody lines and devices. What about this news? It's about a sensor. It's an inertial sensor that it provides information about the lower limb, and in particular about the ankle, on the movements of flexion, extension, and pronation-supination of the ankle, and all about the lower limb. This sensor is going to be attached on the upper part of the foot, and while walking or running, it will provide through a feedback, through a Bluetooth connection, all the information about this data that after that will be integrated in the main report. One interesting thing is that you can use as well this kind of sensors out of our system walker view. So it means that you can try these sensors in other kind of environment, and then after, when you're going back to the main to the walker view, this data will be automatically transferred to the main report. So we see now how in practice these sensors are working, how we can apply these sensors on the feet. As you can see, the sensors, there is a little pocket, elastic pocket on the shoes that is very flexible, and it allows to fit this pocket in all kind of shoes and for all kind of dimensions of feet as well. So on this pocket we're going to introduce the inertial sensors, so you can see it's very easy to apply on that. This special pocket is as well very good because it's going to fix the sensor on the foot, and once we put the two sensors on the feet, we ask to our customer to put in the middle of the walker view, and here we can start the gait trainer or the running analysis. I'm going to introduce now and to show you the test, the main test of the walker view with the application of the new sensors, the new sensor for the feet, and in general for the all lower limbs. So more and more information given by the gait analysis, and through the sensors as well, more information about the movement of the ankle in terms of flexion, extension, and pronation-supination. As you can see, at the moment of the start of the gait analysis, based on the gender and based on the age, the test is already set with some parameters, basically the speed. As you can see as well, before starting to reach the speed fixed for this kind of test, there is a little warm-up to arrive to this speed, and then a cool down. During the test, the first part and the last part will be not calculated for the gait analysis. At the end of the gait analysis, there will be a final report that, through the integration of the load cells information and the camera information about the range of motion of all the body, will provide all this report plus the information, the new information provided by the two sensors about the feet movement. At the end of the gait analysis test, the software straight away is going to show very quick the final report. It's very important because this report is generated very quick, so you can, the therapist or the trainer can give some feedback in real time or after an elaboration. Which kind of data provides this report? Well, through the camera we get a lot of information about the upper part of the body, so about the trunk, both in terms of flexion, extension, and medium lateral movements, so on the sagittal plane and on the frontal plane, and then we get the comparison in between the movement about the flexion extension, the comparison of the hip, left compared to the right, and about the knees movement, always the comparison between left and right. With the new sensors applied on the feet, we can detect information about the movement of the feet in terms of flexion extension and pronation-supination. As well, we have the 8 load cells under the roll that provide other kind of information after the test. So it's about the load symmetry, the contact time in between left and right lower limbs. Very important is the center of gravity displacement, so the movement of the center of gravity on the frontal plane. And then you can see over here other kind of data in which you can see normative data, so you can have straight away an input, visual input, if your patient or user is inside this normative data. Normative data about the average step cycle time, about the step length, and the coefficient of variation of the step length. After the gait analysis test, the software provides in real time a final report with all the information that we analyzed before. But another part of the report is about the instant replay. So on the top of all the data numbers that the software provides, we can give another kind of information and a kind of feedback through the instant replay. Replay that can be set with different kind of speed. Always through the camera, you can see that automatically the body of our user is divided in the right side compared to the left side. And this you can see very easy to the green side, that is the right side of our user, combined to the left, that is the red part. So very important to give the first feedback, biofeedback to our customer, and to start to give some analyzing of in this case, of this walk. In real time, you can see during the replay, you can see as well the data, how they changing during the stance, double stance, so all during the cycling time of the walk. Very important, for example, you can see step by step, or better, contact by contact, the load that is going to be applied right and left, and you can match this number information, this kind of data, with the graphic that, for example, is reported down here, that is about the movement and the exploration of the feet in terms of flexion of extension. This thanks to the new sensor that we applied before the gait analysis. On the top of all of this information that you can really match and you can analyze, and you can give a real, you can start, for example, a rehabilitation program or a training program, we give as well another easy view with this simple picture of the foot movement in terms of flexion extension and pronation-supination, very useful for your user. After the gait analysis, the software generates, as we saw before, an important report with a lot of data. As well, the therapist can decide what to show to his or her patient, which kind of data to select. In this way, for example, we saw before, I select the view of the movement of the feet through the sensors, the new sensor of TecnoBody, but I can switch in an easy way to the touch screen, and I can switch to see another kind of graphic. For example, one of a very important graphic is represented by the load analysis. It means that I can see step by step what's the load contact during the walking. As you can see, you can divide and you can understand in an easy way the red and the green dots that represents the red, the left side, and the green, the red side. You can understand if there is a symmetry in the time during the contact time at the beginning of the heel strike or not. So based on this kind of analysis, matching with this kind of real-time data and the analysis of the replay, the therapist can really provide real-time feedbacks to his or her patient, and as well he can analyze to provide a training for the future. Another feature of the Walker View is about the reconstruction of our user, of our patient in 3D. So during a replay, instant replay, we can show, of course, the frontal plane, so the frontal view, but if we want to show him as well another view, 3D view, we can switch through the touch screen to an avatar. So automatically the camera is going to reconstruct the patient in 3D, and we can show our patient another view of the test, so of the kind of walking. Very important to give other kind of feedback, other kind of information. As you can see here, I select a man as an avatar, but there is a possibility to switch in a female avatar, and even for the kid in a kid avatar, so something very easy, something more funny, even for the little patients.